Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nontlantla and some of you might know me as Prudence. This is the Prudence Noni channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. It's me again. And if you are a new subscriber, hey, please do click on that subscribe button because I'd like to see more of you. So guys, today's video is part 2 of the video that I posted last week about au pairing and how to au pair and all of that. So on last week's video, if you haven't watched it, I'll just put like a link to it up here. But on last week's video, I was saying that in part 2 I'm going to talk about my experience and how my 2 years went and everything. But then as I was watching it, I realized that there's like a few things that I missed out on. So before I talk about my experience, I'm just gonna like tell you guys about the things that I missed. And also there's somebody in the comments who asked me how much it is like for the whole program. So I have that all written down here. I'm gonna give that to you before I tell you about my experience. Now guys, please bear in mind that I will not be mentioning the family's last name or names or the kids' names because we just don't want to do that, right? So yeah, so what I missed last week is that, so there's a few things that you need to do. Like, I mean, the agency will tell you, most definitely. What I liked about cultural care, and I haven't been with any other agency, so I'll be talking about cultural care au pair specifically, because I don't know anything about other agencies. I don't know what they do. I only know what cultural care does. Now, they will guide you every step of the way, like literally from you going on. I put a link in the description box on last week's video, and I'll do the same on this one. But you just click on that link and it will really direct you on the process, on applying and all those kind of things. And from there on, really, they will be they will be directing you every step of the way. They'll be calling you. You can call them and ask questions and all those kind of things. Okay, so what I didn't talk about last week is that you need to do here in South Africa we call it a police clearance. Basically it's the process where you go to the police station where they check if you don't have any criminal records, and then you submit that to the agency that you'll be working with. In my case, it was cultural care, so I submitted that. It's just like to make sure that you are you're good, you don't have any criminal records, you've never been involved in any criminal activities and all those kind of things. And to be honest, if you do, I don't know what happens in that case, but I didn't have a criminal record, so I just submitted it and it was good. And then I spoke about health. Oh, that cost me, I think it was 110 rand, like 110. I'm talking about rands, ne? So if you're not from South Africa, I'm sorry, but it was 110 rand to do the police clearance. And then so the reason I'm telling you guys the prizes, it's so that at the end I can tell you like how much I spent just on the program, like the program fee and all the other extra things that I needed to do. And then I had to do a health evaluation. My health evaluation only cost 250 rands because, so before the program and all of that, there was this doctor that I was already seeing for other health reasons. So he already kind of like had my health records kind of, so he didn't charge me. But then, and I know that some people pay like 500 rand, 600 rand. It really depends, like for the health evaluation. But I only paid 250 for mine because the doctor was already familiar with me and health and all those kind of things. And then you have to, what is this? What did I write here? Okay, and then you have to get international driver's license. I think it was 200 or 200. It was 200 or 150, somewhere there, for the international driver's license. What is the international driver's license? I'll just put a picture up here of mine. But the international driver's license, you basically go, I think it's the AA something. I will write the right word here, where you take your South African license or your national driver's license. So if you don't have a driver's license and you want to be an au pair, go get your license, because it's kind of part of the requirements. But you take your license and then you go to any, like the AA store, I think. Yeah, AA what. You go there, then you ask them for international driver's license. They're going to ask you which country you're going to, and you tell them the United States. They might want to see like your itinerary and all of that, but they didn't ask me, but the agency said they might, but they didn't ask me when I went. So basically they create this license for you that you can use when you get to America, right, to drive. But sometimes it depends which state you go to. This license can only work for like 3 months after you arrive in the country, and then after that you have to make a state license. And there are some states who don't even recognize this license really, but some states are okay with it for like 3 months, and then you have to get a license. Because I remember when I was in Texas, they said they only give me like 3 months, and after 3 months I have to have the state's license. So yeah, and just a quick story. There's a friend of mine when we were both in Maryland, and she had the international license. She was driving with it, and she was stopped by the police. But they didn't stop her because of the license. They stopped her for something else, and they asked for her license, and she gave them the international license, and they actually gave her a ticket because they were like, you're driving without a license, or we do not recognize this license, or something like that. And then she had to go to court to contest it and all those kind of things. So usually the agency advises you that if the family requires you to drive, just get a state's license, because the international license is kind of tricky once you get to America. But anyway, you need it it's like an agency's requirement. Again, I'm talking about culture care. I don't know about other agencies. But in your country's license, you do need it. Like, it's kind of like a requirement for the agency. Even if you don't get the international license, but you do need a license to take part in the program, unless if things have changed. I don't know. But yeah, and then you need, like I said, they will guide you in this, but then you need to apply for a DS 160, which is a visa application. I paid 2,000 rands. That is $35, right? I don't know how much it is now, but in 2019 it was 2,000 rand. Now this application, you only start doing it after you match with the family. I think I said it in the previous video that they're gonna open up your account, and then after they open your account, you have like, you look for families look for you. Once you find the right family, you guys match, then they're gonna tell you to go do your visa, go for your visa appointment, go for your visa interview, and all those kind of things. So it cost me 2,000 rand. And again, guys, I don't know how many times I can stress this. You have to be the one that schedules for the interview. You have to be the one that does the whole application. Now the agency can help you out there and there, but then you need to be the one that do it. You need to go on the website of the embassy and fill in your details, answer all the questions yourself, and you're the one that needs to go to the consulate interview. Nobody else can do it for you. The visa, it's solely up to you. Don't worry, the agents won't leave you in the dark. They will help you out. But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of people that were like, well, there's this agency that's telling me that I give them the money for the visa, they will do everything for me. It is not possible, guys. Nobody can go for the interview for you. You need to do it yourself. Out of all the people that I met at the training school, throughout my au pair years, they all had to go to the interview themselves. There are people who in their provinces, they don't have the embassy. They travel to Pretoria, they travel to Cape Town just for the interview, because nobody can have the interview for you. Don't be paying people money for things that will not happen. If somebody says they're going to do the visa for you, it's a scam. You need to do it yourself. All right. Okay. So, and then I remember, guys, I spoke about like they're gonna ask you to at least come with, I think it was $160 to $250, right? just this money is for after training school. If your family is a little bit further and then you're gonna go like to, don't, the agency still covers your flight to your family, but then sometimes you might have bought things at the training school and then they might make your bags heavy and all that, just in case stuff happens on the way or you want to buy things on the way, then that money is for that, really. But okay, I'll get to that now. So for me, I went with $150, and that was 2,299 rands. I went to, you can literally go to any bank, but I went to Absa Bank to like change. I gave them like 2,299, and then in return they gave me dollars, like cash, $150. And then the last thing that I wrote down here is the program fee. When I did it in 2019, the program fee was 13,300 or 600 and something, right? The program fee covers the insurance, because you do need an insurance, guys. When you're in America, like if you get sick or anything like that, you have to go to the doctor. They bill your insurance. I know here in South Africa you can just go to the public hospital, you can go to the clinic, really, but there you do need an insurance. Like literally they ask like for your insurance number and all of that. They're pretty strict with that. So program fee, the 13,000 covers the insurance, and then it covers your round trip, meaning they pay for your flight to go there, your baggage covered. You can take up to 2 bags, but then if you take more than that, you're gonna have to pay for it, right? So I only took 1 bag because I was like, I'm gonna buy more things when I get to America, and that was the best decision I've ever made. So yeah, that's a tip. But yeah, your round trip, even when you come back to your home country, the agency will pay for your flight and 2 bags, and then other bags, they're on you. And then the other thing is training school. Like they cover the food at training school, you're gonna sleep at training school, and all those kind of things. I don't know, because of COVID, if they are still doing training school or what the situation with that is. But then when I did it, we had like training school and all of those kind of things. So I looked it up before I did this video, and it looks like the price has increased a bit. So when I did it, it was 13,600 and something, but now it's 15,000 rand. So for all the things that I've mentioned, it will come up to 19,610. When I did it, it was 17,610. So yeah, approximately the program fee, it's 19,610, unless if there's other things that I didn't mention, which I don't think, but that is how much you can roughly spend. But I think don't now go save exactly 19,610. Take it maybe to 20, like 20,000 something, it's expensive, I know. Culture Care is pretty pricey compared to other agencies, but you know what, with my experience, as much as it was expensive and all of those kind of things, but Cultural Care was there every step of the way. And that's how I'm going to go into my experience. So I left South Africa and I went to Maryland/DC, because like the family I was with, it was literally by the border of going into DC. So Maryland/DC. And it was good. We clicked from the get-go with my host mom and the kid and all those kind of things. But I personally, and I learned this along the way, at that point I thought, like when I asked my LTC that I want to rematch, I think I rematched 6 months in. I was like, okay, I want to go, because there were a lot of things that I didn't like I felt like our personalities were kind of like clashing there and there with my host mom and all of that. But in all honesty, I don't think it was more her, really, but it was just me. And this is an advice to like people who want to be an au pair, right? You need to really evaluate yourself. Like, yeah, I love kids. I really, really love kids. But what I realized is I prefer working with younger kids than older kids. So we had a lot of issues with, because the child I was looking after was 8 years old, and yeah, there was a lot of tantrums and like, yeah, a whole lot of things like backchatting, those kind of things that whenever I would tell my host mom, it was like we just didn't really know how to. I didn't know how to handle that. So we had like I could not really handle older kids. Then I didn't know. So we rematched. The reason for rematching then I said was our personalities didn't get well with each other. But as the year went on and I really reviewed it, I was like, it might have not been personalities, because from the get-go we were kind of good with each other. It might have been the fact that I could not work with older kids, right? So anyway, I went into my next family in Texas. I went to Texas where I was taking care of two girls. One was 4 years old and the other was like, how old was she? I think she was 10 or 11. I think she was 10 or 11. That was good, right? It was good because, again, at that point I hadn't realized that I am not good with older kids. But I was good with the 4-year-old. It was good. And me and the 10-year-old, yeah, I think she was 10. We really got along. Because in the morning I would do her hair. Sometimes she would ask me, how do I look? Like, I felt like I had a good relationship with the kids. I liked them. They liked me. We would do a whole lot of things together. And yeah, I mean, we had a few rough patches there and there with the host family. How do I put it? I don't know how to put it in a nice way. But then there was, I guess we were not on the same page with a lot of things. One of the things is, so the program, right? Because like there are some families that require you to drive and there are some families that don't require you to drive, right? And again, I'm not bashing any families. If I've made a mistake, I will like put it out there that, okay, this was my mistake. Okay, I'm not trying to make them look bad or anything like that. Anyway, I'm not even mentioning their names. But so one of the things is you need to have if the family requires you to drive, you need to do a license, right? So this family was requiring me to drive, and I felt like we kind of started not being on the same page because of the license. So when I got there, okay, fine, I was doing my license, I did like the written part, I passed it, I paid, right? And then came the part where I had to do like the road test, right? And I was talking to my host mom, like, okay, I'm good, I'm ready on this day. And I was like, so are you gonna send the money? Are you gonna give me cash? Are you gonna send it through an app or anything like that? And she was like, all my au pairs have paid for their licenses, like, why should I pay for yours? And I was like, oh, hold up, it's okay, let me talk to the LCC. Oh, she said she'll talk to the LCC, and then the LCC is a local childcare counselor. Yeah, they take care of both the family and the au pair. So anyway, the LCC explained to her that no, the au pair doesn't really need to drive. She's driving because you want her to drive, so you have to cover the cost. And besides, guys, we are only getting, okay, we're getting 195. Like, now I can't be, because this lady, guys, required me to pay for my SIM card. The LCC explained to her that, ma'am, this person doesn't need to have a phone. Like, she can talk to her family through WhatsApp, which only needs Wi-Fi. The SIM card is for you. If something happens to your kids, then she can contact you. Now, this lady, I let that one slide. I was paying for my phone, which was like $40 per month, guys. From that little money that I'm getting, I had to take out $40 per month, right? And then on top of that, she wants me to pay for my license. I know it was a once-off thing, but then I was like, at that month they had already taken the $40, and now they're gonna take more money for the license. I was like, never. So I told the LCC, and the LCC tried to talk to her. Now that was strike one on her books. She was like, girl, no. And then strike two, we went out, guys. I was only with this family for a month, and then we went into rematch. Just a month, 4 weeks. So we went out to this festival thing, right? Guys, mind you, I'm still new. I don't know these people. I don't know them that well. You understand? So we went out. When we got there, it was a little bit cold. The dad was like, okay, guys, I'm going to grab hot chocolate for the girls, like the two girls, right? And then he went, got hot chocolate for them. Time I'm there, like, yo, I want some, yo. But then, you know, like, you're expecting somebody to be like, do you want Prudence? Do you want hot chocolate too? Or should I get you one? You know? Nope, nothing. Okay, fine. And then he goes and buys beer for him and the host mom. I'm there like, Joe, I also want to drink. Okay, fine. They get other things. I think they got like some, what is that thing? That big pretzel thing. And then they're eating and sharing it. Nobody's offering me, guys. Like, I was just sitting there like, okay. Come lunchtime, they buy food. Now they buy food for like everybody, right? I eat. Okay, fine. And then because of like what happened earlier, I was a little bit offish because I was like not sure what is going on. I'm like, okay, am I supposed to be, what is going on? Am I supposed to be spending my own money here? Is it a family trip out? Like I was confused, right? That are we doing things to like, okay, when we're going out, am I doing my own thing or what? Because from the previous family I was with, whenever we go out, my host mom would like cover everything, like the food and all those kind of things, right? So now I was confused, like, okay, with this family, do we do things differently? Do I have to bring my own money? Which I did not mind, but I was confused. And on that day, guys, I did not have anything on me. So I was just there like, can you count me in? Anyway, we got home and I was like, guys, can I please talk to you? The host mom and the host dad. Set them down and I was like, okay, today I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable because of A, B, C, D, and E. I clearly said I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable because I did not know if was I supposed to bring my own money or you guys got me or what is happening. Can we just clear that out? Like when we go out, do I have to cover my own stuff or what's up, you know? And the host dad was like, I'm sorry, Prudence. That, like, literally I'm quoting him. He said, I'm sorry, Prudence. That was my mistake. I should have asked you, because I told him where I come from, we offer like, hey, do you want this? Do you want a cold drink? Do you want this? You know? So, you know, I was like, where I come from, we offer. So I was a little bit confused. He's like, no, I'm sorry, Prudence. I should have told you, it was my mistake. With the previous au pair, she would just ask. And I was like, oh, I was supposed to ask. Okay, then we chilled. Now I know that I should ask. We thought the issue is done. The host mom was like, hold up, you are so ungrateful. I was like, ungrateful? Now y'all tell me down in the comments if maybe I was ungrateful, né? But she's like, you're so ungrateful. We paid so much money for you to go to that festival, and the least you could tell us is how you felt uncomfortable. And I was like, no, I was feeling uncomfortable because of like the food situation. And girl was not having it, okay? She was not happy with me. She was like, you don't even say thank you. You're telling me about how uncomfortable you are. And the husband was like, no, calm down. And she's just saying this because she's new, you know. Anyway, guys, yeah, just thinking about that whole situation. But yeah, that's what happened. And then from then on, everything was just beefy. Like, I felt like from that point on, there was nothing I was doing right according to that woman. Like, nothing. I would speak to my host kid and she would just snap at me. Yeah, it just, everything went south. And then finally, I think it was on a Monday, I dropped off the kids from school, and then I came back to the house, and they were like, they want to talk to me, right? Okay, fine. I should say that, so with my first family in Maryland, I was not driving. I was not required to drive. So when I went to Texas, it was my first time driving in America. And yeah, it was not good. My driving sucked. yeah, my driving was like bad. But I was practicing every day and I felt like I was getting better. But anyway, they sat me down and she told me that the host dad was like, hey Prudence, so we are thinking of we spoke about this and we're leaving the program. Y'all are leaving the program. Oh, where does that put me? And before they told me, I also wanted to talk to them. I wanted to tell them that I want a rematch because I was tired, guys. It was not nice living in that house anymore. It was not nice. Like, I just didn't like the tension, like, because I felt like I'm an adult. If you have issues with me, just talk to me. I didn't like how my host mom was like always snapping at me, like, whenever I try to make jokes with the kids, she'll just barge in and just like, it was just unpleasant. So anyway, they sat me down. They told me that they're leaving the program because they feel like the kids are older and they can look after them themselves and all those kind of things. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I don't know why, but I asked, are you guys leaving because of me? The host dad was like, no. Like I said, the kids are older. Mom, on the other hand, was like, yes, we are leaving the program because of you. You know what? From that point on, like, I just blocked whatever she was saying. I didn't even want to hear it. But she said a whole lot of things, and I was like, okay, fine, guys, I tell you. And she was like, she wants me out of her house by Friday. It was Monday. I was like, girl, I was long ready to leave your house. I tell you, by Tuesday I was already done packing. As much as it was sad for me to leave the kids, but that environment was not healthy, in my opinion, But yeah, I packed my bags, and on the Thursday I took the girls to the park, and then I drove them to the store and I told them to pick up their gift, like a goodbye gift for me. I was very sad because I felt like I had like established a very good relationship with them. It was very heartbroken. Like I said in my previous video, rematch takes so much from you. Even the family in Maryland, it was so heartbreaking to just leave, my host kid like that, because I know she was crying and she's like, Prudence, please don't leave. It was just so sad. So yeah, the rematch hurts. So yeah, so I left Texas. When I left Texas, I was drained. I was tired of the program. I didn't want to do it anymore. The only thing that was pushing me was, if I pull out of the program, I have to pay for my own flight home. And what am I going to do when I get home? Because it was like in the middle of the year. I can't exactly say I'm going to start school, So yeah, I don't know. Only God knows. I was down. I just couldn't do this anymore. But then I matched with this family. Oh no. And then on the Friday, I went to stay with my LCC. She was the best. If she's watching this, she was the best. My LCC in Texas was the best. She treated me so good. I will never forget that woman. Like, as much as I was down, I got to her house and I feel like, had I gone to a house where they also did not care, then I would have been emotionally broken and probably came back home broken. But she was nice. She sat me down and spoke to me and told me how this was not my fault and how I was not the first au pair with that family to leave within a month. The au pair before me left within a month too. So she was like, this is not your fault. It has nothing to do with you. This family has had 2 au pairs within 2 months. So anyway, and then I left. I went to North Carolina. That was the best. Second best, because San Francisco was the best. That was the second best. Me and my host mom in North Carolina were like this. We were so close. We did everything together. It was nice. It was great. I felt like a part of the family. I loved the kids, and this time I went for smaller kids. I was taking care of a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I had the best time, you guys. Like, I had the best time. We were close. It was good. I loved the kids. I actually just spoke to them 3 weeks ago before I came back home. And yeah, I mean, I had a great time. Although towards the end, like, we parted ways in a not so nice way. But we spoke about it with my host mom and my previous host mom. And we kind of fixed, we apologized. And after that, that was all in my first year. For my second year, I matched with a family in San Francisco. Well, that is the family I was with right till my last days in America. And it was the best. It was the best, you guys. Like, there was a point where I was sitting and I was thinking, and I'm like, the beginning, like the first year of my au pair journey was so hard, like changing families, going through all these ups and downs and all of that. And to end my second year on such a good note, I was like, I will definitely redo that again. Like, it was the best. So in San Francisco, I was taking care of, so they had 2 kids, but I was really responsible for one child. She was 1 year old when I arrived, but when I left, she was 2 years old. The cool thing is, guys, we shared the same birthday. She's like my twin. She's like my little baby. But yeah, if you watch my traveling to South Africa video, I'll just put it up here too. You will see that is the family that I was with for my second year, and you guys, we did so much together. It was nice. We had Friday wine nights. Yeah, me and my host mom would just indulge in wine or champagne. We were like wine buddies. We went to LA together. We went to a snow trip. Like, we did a lot. We went to the mountains together. Like, it was just a whole lot. And I had a good relationship with both my host mom and my host dad. My host mom, we were more close on girly stuff. Well, my host mom was not girly, really. I'm lying. But women stuff. We would talk about anything. And then also the wine. She got me into like the good stuff. We did a whole lot together. She was like, like the older sister that everybody wished they had. I had that. But yeah, she was like older sister. She was like a mom. It was very nice. And then my host dad, before gluten intolerant kicked in, we were food buddies. Like, yeah. But we did so much with my San Francisco family. Like, literally, I felt like I ended my au pair journey on a good note. And we did have upside downs, a lot of upside downs, but we did have good moments and good memories than the bad. And yeah, like, it was very nice. So guys, that was my au pair experience. I know this video is quite long, but yeah, I just had to share with you guys. So if you really want to be an au pair, you can send me a DM on my Instagram at prudence_noni or at Prudence Likalakala on Facebook for more questions, because I don't think I will do another video concerning au pairing unless if you guys really have like similar questions. Then I will just say it on a video rather than answering everybody individually. But either way, thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and I will see you guys in my next upload. Mwah.